Welcome back, everyone. In our previous video, we covered Chapter 2 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 from Articles 8 to 11. We talked about state and religion, national symbols, national values, and culture. Today, we begin Chapter 3, Citizenship. We are looking at Articles 12, 13, 14, and 15. Let's break them down in simple language. Article 12, Entitlements of Citizens. Article 12 explains what every Kenyan citizen is entitled to. First, every citizen is entitled to enjoy all the rights, privileges, and benefits of being a Kenyan. This includes protection by the law, access to services, and participation in national life, as long as these rights follow the limits allowed by the Constitution. Second, every citizen is entitled to a Kenyan passport and any other identification document issued by the government, such as a national ID or a registration certificate. However, the Constitution also protects these documents. A passport or ID can only be denied, suspended, or taken away according to a law passed by Parliament, and that law must meet the strict standards set in Article 24, which protects rights from unnecessary limitation. Article 13. Retention and acquisition of citizenship. Article 13 explains who keeps their citizenship and how citizenship can be acquired. 1. Anyone who was a Kenyan citizen before the Constitution came into effect in 2010 automatically keeps their citizenship. No changes. 2. Citizenship can be acquired in two ways, by birth or by registration. 3. Citizenship is not lost just because someone gets married or their marriage ends. In other words, marriage does not remove or change your Kenyan citizenship status. Article 14. Citizenship by birth. Article 14 explains who qualifies as a citizen by birth. A person is a citizen by birth if, on the day they were born, anywhere in the world, either the mother or the father was a Kenyan citizen. This rule applies even to people born before 2010. If one of your parents was a Kenyan citizen, then you are a Kenyan citizen by birth. Parliament, however, may pass a law to limit the automatic passing of citizenship to future generations who are born outside Kenya. Another important part. If a young child below the age of 8 is found in Kenya and nobody knows their parents or nationality, the child is automatically presumed to be a Kenyan citizen by birth. This protects abandoned or lost children. Finally, if a person was a citizen by birth but later lost their citizenship because they became a citizen of another country, they have the right to apply and regain their Kenyan citizenship. Article 15. Citizenship by registration. Article 15 explains how someone can become a Kenyan citizen through registration. 1. Marriage. If someone has been married to a Kenyan citizen for at least 7 years, they can apply to be registered as a citizen. 2. Long-term residence. If a person has lived in Kenya lawfully and continuously for at least 7 years and meets the conditions set by Parliament, they can also apply to become a citizen. 3. Adoption. A child who is adopted by a Kenyan citizen is entitled to be registered as a citizen upon application. 4. Parliament's role. Parliament must create laws that set the exact conditions for granting citizenship to people who are citizens of other countries. Finally, Article 15 applies from the date the Constitution took effect, and any requirements, whether completed before or after 2010, are considered valid once the person qualifies. And that brings us to the end of Articles 12, 13, 14, and 15 of Chapter 3. In the next video, we will cover Articles 16, 17, and 18, which talk about dual citizenship, revocation of citizenship, and the laws governing the entire process. Remember to follow this series as we continue breaking down the Constitution of Kenya in simple, clear, and accessible language for everyone.